Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another Sarcasm City Sports Q&A. Slightly earlier than usual. That's because we have the NBA watch along going on. The Nets versus the Pelicans on the Twitch. But for those that haven't seen the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A before, it's for the residents of the city. Get your questions in the comments. You get to ask us any sporting question, past or present. So get your questions in, people. It can be football, it can be basketball, it can be boxing, it can be NBA. Well, NBA, basketball, same thing. It can be NFL. The list goes on and on and on. Victor, I'm only doing a short one tonight, so it's only a short one. But big up to you every single time. The link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. Make sure you join the membership. Obviously, joined by some of the gang as well in the building. Peter is here. Jez is here as well. What are you telling me, Peter? You good?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Love to hear it. Jez, what are you saying?
I'm good, man. Just looking forward for the basketball after this.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so am I actually very much looking forward to that game. So that's why we're here slightly earlier than usual, people. But get your questions in. As you can see from the title, there's been a lot of well, not a lot.
Something.
Yeah, man, there's a lot going on. Obviously, Premier League games tonight. Manchester United beating Tottenham. Chelsea drawing away at Brentford. Also, Liverpool winning at home against West Ham as well. So, like I said, get your questions in, people. Get your questions in. And yeah, Anton said it here. Spurs putting a split. Pardon me. I'm very happy with that United performance. Very happy. Easily one of our better performances under Ten Hag. And as the sample size gets bigger for me as a United fan, watching Ten Hag, watching the new signings, watching some of the other players in this regime as well, I'm confident going into every game. Again, the only criticism I have of the United performance today was we didn't score more goals. That's it. We didn't score more goals. But other than that, I don't really have any complaints. Defensively, we kept them quiet. Yeah, Conte does play terrorist football. We know this, but still, Son and Kane can hurt you. We all know, innit? Them two as a duo can hurt you at any given moment. And yeah, United did the business. I think we had it was 30 plus shots. I think we had 16 shots inside 20 minutes, something like that, which is crazy.
Within a half an hour it was.
With half an hour, was it? Yeah, which is crazy.
Because Mattel said by halftime it was 18 shots in them.
It was 30 plus, and it was very much the same against who did we play before that? It's very much the game against Omonia. It was like that. Like, we're having lots of shots. We're having plenty of the ball in attacking areas. And of course, Ten Hag will improve in those areas. None of those are his players bar Anthony, who again I thought was good today. He's probably the best attacker, to be honest. He was the best to me. Some might say Bruno got man of the match. I wouldn't have given Bruno man of the match. His goal, he took his goal very well though. Took his goal extremely, extremely well. For everyone who was on Mandem United yesterday with me, obviously Jez joined as well because it was a Spurs preview, Ivorian, and I was going back and forth debating why Ronaldo doesn't play up front. Even though Rashford could have scored today, Rashford offers so much more in that area than Cristiano Ronaldo. And I'm not a fan of Rashford, don't get me wrong. I've said from before the start of the season, Manchester United need two strikers. You know what I'm saying? Whether Ronaldo stays, you know what I'm saying? Whether Martial stays fit, United need two strikers. But with Martial being injured and it's a toss-up between Rashford and Ronaldo, I'm going with Rashford. But just Rashford's movement alone. Just his movement alone is going to cause issues. And he should have scored today. Arguably a brace.
His pace as well.
Yeah. His pace, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're playing, people are like, oh, it's a low block. He's not going to do well against the low block. When you're playing against the back five, the space is in the wide areas. And one thing we know Rashford can do is run channels. And we've seen it, like how many times De Gea went long and he's trying to spin him behind. Again, people, I'm not saying Rashford's the answer. He's not. We need to improve in that area. But when you look at the options we have, it has to be. Sancho got an assist today, Cam, hold that. But as I was saying, you clearly didn't watch the game and that. But as I was saying anyway, yeah, Rashford's not, but Ronaldo's not the answer. And all of a sudden, people don't want to talk about his attitude when he's walking down the tunnel. Let that had been a certain Frenchman in Paris, though. That's all we're hearing about. They're the same people who won't mention that Ronaldo thing or will be upset about me mentioning it, don't want a certain Frenchman from Paris because of his attitude problems. But at least that Frenchman will give me something on the pitch. I said it yesterday when people were talking about the Ronaldo, whether Ronaldo or Rashford should start up front. Name me a game Ronaldo started up front and he's played well this season. Name me one, and nobody could name me one. You know why? Because he doesn't have one, and he's played against the weaker opposition. He played against Real Sociedad. He played against Sheriff. He played against Omonia twice. He played against Brentford. He played against Newcastle, and he's not putting a good performance.
What a goal against Ammonia for Ronaldo, man.
Yeah, and that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Don't get mistaken. Ronaldo's my guy. Well,
not my guy.
We have to call us. Yeah, we know he's not your guy. I get it, innit? Oh wait, I understand.
That's definitely not my guy.
Yeah, but like, when are we gonna? And this is me saying this, and he's one of my favorite players of all time. People, he's in my top 5 of all time. But what I'm seeing, I just don't like walking down the tunnel. And they asked Ten Hag about it because I was listening to the post-match press conference.
I've seen it. As well.
And they asked him. They said, "Are you happy about it?" And Ten Hag responded and said, "I'm going to talk about it tomorrow." And they said, and then everyone said on the panel, Patrice Evra, Martinez, Henry, that means he's not Shearer. That means he's not happy about it then, which he's not, and rightfully so. I just want everyone to keep the same energy, because if that was a certain French number 6 who played for us last season, that's all we're hearing about. Well, because it's Ronaldo, we should let this slide in a game where we played well and won well, and deservedly won, and it was an important victory. But hey, we move.
This is the thing that I'm going to talk about my team's performance about this team's game as well. But for me, it's like, I find this disgusting. I really find this disgusting, man. Like, your team is playing well, deserved win. OT is rocking, and you want to make it about yourself again. You want to see these high. You want to somehow make it about yourself, just walking off. Like, the game, it wasn't like the game. Yeah, the game was about to end, but like, stay there to the end. What's the difference if you stay there for like 3 more minutes there?
Facts.
Like, you have to like.
Yeah, what are you gonna go beat traffic? Like, what are we doing here?
Or you're trying to catch your bus or something. Like, for me,
trying to get some sleep so you can get into training early. You're not playing anyways, brother. Just sit there and relax.
That's what I'm trying to say. So for me, it's like very disgusting, man. Very disgusting.
Hey, same guy who tried to bail on the club in the summer, though. He tried to hop out of the trenches. Didn't want to hit this.
Don't want to talk about it.
How can you be surprised? How can you, if you're a Ronaldo stan, if you're one of those people with low enough self-esteem to still be a Ronaldo stan in 2022, fair enough. But if you're a Ronaldo stan, or if you're Ronaldo himself, how can you be surprised this coaching staff doesn't want to rely on you now? You tried to bail on them without giving them a chance. You hoard yourself out to half the continent. Nobody took you. The market determines your worth, guys. This is how this works. Nobody wants him. So then sit your ass down, clap for your teammates, be a professional for a year, and go on your way. Enjoy your World Cup. Enjoy your trip to Qatar. You'll be back after 4 games anyways, like you always are with Portugal. Don't worry. You'll be back after the round of 16. It's cool. But, like, don't make it about yourself. It's not about you. It isn't about you. It's not about you anymore. Like, this is – I don't understand what's so hard to get about this. You don't have to play Ronaldo. He doesn't want to be there. You shouldn't really be playing Ronaldo or need to rely on him. What is this obsession with this? There's no results you suffered that I can look at and genuinely say Ronaldo fixes this result. Brighton are still playing. You lost 4-0 at Brentford. It doesn't matter.
He played. He played the Brentford game, fam.
I don't even remember it. But like my point is,
I get your point.
He couldn't even bag against Ammonia. Like, what are we doing here? Like, just it's so much more of a story than it needs to be. Let it go. You guys won. Enjoy the win. Actually, be fans of the club.
Yeah,
Ronaldo's
that's
irrelevant.
where I'm at.
Yeah, like Ronaldo's irrelevant now, and that sucks for people who like Ronaldo. But that's the reality.
Yeah, facts. And the thing is with it, the reason why I've brought it up is because there was no need to do that, and it could be of a detriment to the team going forward. It doesn't
100%.
help. Is my point. Like, it don't help. I don't understand it.
All those guys who are putting in the work to turn the season around and build some momentum and actually try and build something, regardless of whether you think the coach is full of shit or not, and regardless of how you feel about the club, those people are there putting their best foot forward. They are, and like, you're spitting in the face of all of your coworkers essentially by stroping out and making it about you. Like, it's not about you. I would kind of feel them if you guys are getting clapped like 4-0. I would kind of get it. But, like, you actually had a good, convincing performance against a good team for once.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, why are we doing this? Like, you can't swallow your pride for another 4 minutes and walk off with the rest of the team. Like, you can have your beef with the coaching staff. It doesn't have to be public.
Well, you can privately. Yeah, you can. I say all the time, anything can be dealt with privately, I think. But once it becomes public and you start doing things like that, that's when it's off.
So then here's the thing: who's making it public? Is it Ten Hag or is it Ronaldo?
Yeah, it's Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo. Shit, my
So
shit's
what
moving
are we
slow.
doing
Back in
here?
1 sec. 1 sec. My
Like,
thing's
did
moving slow. 1
Ten
sec.
Hag say Ronaldo's not going to play for me in the summer? Or was Jorge Mendes not whoring him out to the entire continental Europe, whoever would listen? Was it Ten Hag who told Ronaldo to go down the tunnel, or was it Ronaldo who threw his arms up and got all upset? Like, it's very, very simple, guys. I don't understand what we don't get about this. You're finally winning. It doesn't seem hopeless for the first time in a long time. Why are we so fixated on what 38-year-old Cristiano Ronaldo does? Who cares? I feel similar to Ronaldo how I do about LeBron. It doesn't matter at this point. It's a non-factor. It's a feel-good story if you want it to be one, but it's not going to change your fortunes. Your issues run deeper and your solutions are beyond him. It's not that simple. Let it go.
But that's the thing that it's like the people, especially some people in the chat as well. Like when I obviously watch the United and the Man United shows as well. Like it's like, or even just on Twitter and everything. It's the obsession with people. They still feel like it's like people feel like they need to own something by defending him, which is for me, it's the really weird obsession for me. It's like he doesn't know you. He doesn't give a fuck about you in reality. If you
They
really
have
want
low
to be honest,
self-esteem. Let's be honest.
this is what I'm trying to say. So like,
You have low self-esteem and no social life. That's the only reason you're still a Ronaldo stan. That's it.
So that's why I'm not a Ronaldo stan, because I have high self-esteem and I have a social life.
I'm not saying you have high self-esteem, but it's not low, and you have a
It's
social
not
life.
low.
I'm not saying you.
I heard what Peter's saying.
Like flawless. You go out and link hoes on the weekends. You don't.
No, I don't. Like, let's not do that. No, I don't go out.
Hey,
and
but you
calls on
have the
weekend.
option to. You have that is an option. So like, you don't stand Ronaldo. Like, I'm sorry, if you still stand Ronaldo, you sit in your bedroom, you make comps. You have a Twitter comps account. You do. If you stand Ronaldo,
Oh, you probably have. You probably have.
You guys, I don't know what to tell you.
Oh my god! Go on, Jez.
And
you lot can, before you go, Jez, you lot continue to get your questions in. I will get to the members. I'll star all of your questions. Don't worry, I'll get to them. Yeah, go on, carry on, Jez.
It's just another thing. Is like, no, this whole thing is just a story that shouldn't even be a story. Today, United fans should be talking about how good of a performance they put in today. But now, you have this. Now you're going to be talking about this. This is a story that shouldn't be really been there. And it's just brings unnecessary things about United. It's like I said, that's why I just don't have respect for this guy. Like, I respect what he did for his career and that, but I never liked Ronaldo.
Hey, I'm still waiting on this interview, Ronaldo.
Oh, we know why that didn't drop. We know why that didn't drop.
Brother, tell the truth.
You know
grab
why.
Grab the mic, stand on it. Like, at this point, I would respect Ronaldo more if he grabbed the mic and said, "Fuck Eric Ten Hag, fuck Manchester."
Exactly,
unless you know where he's at, type of thing.
Yeah. So then,
Taza, I've already sent you the link as well, Murtaza. Sorry to cut you off, Peter. Murtaza, you've got the link already. Go on, carry on, Peter. Carry on.
Yeah, so then we can move past it.
Well,
so like this weird passive-aggressive bullshit. It's like, nah, we don't need to do this.
Yep.
Nah, I fully hear what you're saying. Big up Murtaza in the building. C1's in the building as well.
Hey, big up Peter, big up Murtaza, big up Jez, big up Flawless, man.
Large up, man.
You didn't know the century coming. All right.
Large up to everyone that's locked in. Steve says, could Newcastle beat Spurs on Sunday in your opinion? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Any team that plays football and is confident can beat Tottenham.
Well, like, I understand more so, because I've watched Spurs twice now in quick succession. I understand more and more now why Jez went on the rant that he did. Why Jez is so mad about Spurs, because it's like, I don't mind being a team being defensive, but you can be defensive with a counter-attacking impetus. Like, there has to be a plan to punch back. And like with Spurs, it seems like he literally played a back five with 3 defensive players.
That was about 8, bro. That was not a back 5, bro. That was about 8, bro.
It's the fact, yo. And like, I can't get past that. I'm sorry, innit?
Hey, this guy has some playing with his back to goal, man. This guy is a criminal.
I can't, and then just like get the ball up to Kane and Son, who are 2 quality attacking players, and hope they do something. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
see,
elite mentality. Elite mentality.
Hey, Peter, man, I need to hold on for this because I get a trophy at the end of the season for it.
Apparently,
I get a trophy for this, but continue this way, man.
Apparently, you're gonna get a trophy somewhere somehow.
No, Peter, this guy's a criminal. He has some playing with his back to
I told you
goal.
guys about him. I told you guys about him.
You did. Like
you guys all called me a hater, and that's fine. I hate that nigga. I don't care.
Like I say,
he is what he is.
Yeah, you could have ended up at my club. We caught life. You know what I'm saying? We caught life.
Bro, I'll be real. I did the worst prediction of my life. I predicted Spurs second. I don't know what. I don't know what was going on in my brain. I said it when Tuchel got sacked. That was the day Tuchel got sacked. Around that time, I was like, Spurs. I was wrong with. I told you in
preseason, and I told everybody in preseason the highest that we can finish is 4th. Nobody went to it. All the Spurs fans that I went to and spaces to and talked to, what are you talking about? It's this new content team. We can do this and that. We can try for the league. I'm like, yo, what are you guys talking about? What am I
league is wild.
What am I seeing what am I not seeing what they are seeing? Which is for me is like an issue in it. And for me it's like again. Hey,
nah, Jazz, you're spinning, bro.
That says I see one, not C1. That says I see one. Jesus Christ, man.
Go on, Jazz. Carry on.
And obviously, like for me, it's like, bro, after this game, bro, like I see people mad, people complaining about the football. I'm like, oh, we saw this in preseason.
Bro, Jazz, this is what it is. Here's the thing. Like, this is the thing with like English fans, especially in Premier League fans. Niggas don't care about the style of football. They care about results. The moment you lose results under Conte, they're gonna turn on him. A lot of these 100%. People aren't dogmatic with the football. Like Chelsea fans telling you, our football now is so much better than Thomas Tuchel. Guys, the players feel less offended now. They're willing to be friends. But the actual football, it's a little bit quicker in the build-up thirds. We have all the same, like we have major problems in the final third. I am not going to sit here and blame the coach. I don't think a lot of these people are good. You know, I'm also not one of those people who really cares about the style of football and is going to pretend to care. You know, like I know what I sign up for. I'm not mad at Graham Potter for today, or I'm not mad for the football against Villa. I watched both games. We were ass. That's fine. Whatever. Keep it moving. But like people like, oh, style of football, this, and that. They're willing to compromise all of those principles for a couple jammy 1-0s against their rivals so they can banter. Like people called Tottenham's win at Brighton elite mentality. They were pinned into their own box. Brighton are just kind of shit.
I saw people say this was a good performance. I'm like, yo.
That's really it. Like that's honestly like Brighton should not have lost to Tottenham, but they did because it's Brighton and Albion, and there's just a glass ceiling.
And they don't finish the
Tottenham are going to get pinned into their own box against Newcastle. The ball might fall to somewhere on, so you might be okay. But like they're not going to do shit. Like we're going to walk out of that game saying Newcastle should have won, regardless of whether they win or not. That's how we're going to feel about it.
See, you know what the thing is here. For me, the sickest thing is like people are upset. They're in the feelings. They're calling this positive football and stuff, bro. And people acting like, bro. People act like it will see. Or even Matassa, when I came on halftime, he himself said he was surprised by how much possession we let United get. Mm-hmm. Bro, we let Nottingham Forest do this to us.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Bro, why are Tottenham at 40% possession against everybody they play?
Everybody. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's a League 2 team, a League 1 team, a Championship team.
Like Wolves were firmly in the relegation zone and went to Tottenham's new stadium, and they probably won.
Yeah, they bumped them off the park.
In second half, bro. And then we acted like some Nigerian scammers, bro, and literally stole a goal and left the game.
Hey, yo, pattern, man.
Sorry. And the funny thing is, bro, we've been doing this shit all season, and for me, it's like, why are people then mad when we play fossil football according to people when the results aren't coming? No, why are people mad when
it's just results-oriented analysis? Like, it's very clear that the ceiling on how Tottenham operates under Conte is very low. That has always been clear to me because I saw him do it for my club when he had better players. Like, I don't care what anyone says. Chelsea 5 years ago is better than Tottenham now.
100%.
This window is being gassed up to high heaven. Most of your team stinks. It just does. I said this, and I was called a hater. People like, oh, Chelsea's afraid of Tottenham. No, like stuff doesn't matter.
They said
like it doesn't. No, like it's not true, right? So Conte's big tactical tweak is going from wing backs and 3 up top to wing backs, 3 center mids, and 2 up top. That's all he does. That's all he does. Do I go terrorism or super terrorism? That's it.
And the thing that kills me the most about all this was from like my man is like, you know what? Okay, fair enough. Even if you want to play 3 midfielders and all that, get the right profile at least. What am I saying? Instead of chasing James Madison, but when Levy's like, Levy is a stingy bastard, man. But he was willing to get Agent Madison at the club. And obviously, I don't know what people feel about Madison.
Sorry to cut you off, just shout out my guy Saeed. I think he's modded, so I think it's him. I've not got it over
It's
tab
definitely
open.
him, yes.
Yeah, big up Saeed. I've not checked his blog, but you know his blog is going to be crazy. So make sure.
I saw it.
Make sure you go check it out.
I'm sure
go subscribe.
I'm sure he'll be calm.
He was cooking, bro.
I'm sure he'll go. Let's not get too excited. Let's move on to the next game. You know, it's all good.
I love to one of the gold content creators inside. Go subscribe to his channel if you haven't.
Great
That's my
news,
guy
man.
right there. That's
Shout
my
out
brother
Saeed,
right
man.
there.
His views are
Big up Saeed.
Hey, big up Saeed. You guys are probably going to get cooked on Saturday, but it is what it is.
Hey, big up Saeed, man.
Can I just say,
I just want before we go,
yeah, go on, Jez. Go on.
I just have to say this because like this was triggered more so. I needed at least bringing the ballers into this club that can help Sonny Kane and Kulusevski go forward. Don't get me linked. Don't get me linked. See, he doesn't want to bring the ballers now. No Hermano, bro. He wants to bring in Saniolo, bro. Like I said, 2 ACLs back to back. And guess what, man? This guy has more yellows and red cards than goals and assists combined. And this is the guy that can give a new contract and we should back him. What? This is the type of players he wants to bring to my club, bro. He's going to make us worse. He's going to make us worse.
Antonio Conte took peak Eden Hazard, who had just won 2 league titles in 3 years and finished runners-up in the Player of the Year voting behind his teammate N'Golo Kante, took his league-winning striker that he'd won 2 titles with, gave him Alvaro Morata, and his big midfield reinforcement from Monaco was Bakayoko. Why are you surprised that he's addicted to terrorism?
I'm not surprised, but my issue is that people they're vivid. It's like, yo, give him everything, give him the contract, give him the money.
He'll ruin your club.
This is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm like, yo. That's what I said. Sack Conte and get me potted because I know even if it takes long, it's gonna be long process and that. Just back him because at least the football is good. I know it's not gonna be this terroristic anti-football crisis. Because like I said, if I don't win trophies, let me see good footballs at least.
I'm convinced. Conte ball makes Mourinho ball look like pacifist.
Oh, he's just a smaller version of Jose with a hair transplant, man.
I think when he sees 40% possession for his team, he thinks that 20 possession too much. That's 20% too much. Do you know what I mean?
People don't see. I had it in the Spurs group chat, literally in the game. People didn't like it. I said it. Oh, bro, I said our counter-attacking and the way we set up under Jose was better under Conte. People don't want to hear it. And the team was worse. People don't want to hear it, bro.
I keep saying it. I said it to you, Flores. We were watching. I can't remember. We were watching Tottenham. It wasn't the Everton. It might have been before. Yeah. But what did I say to you? It's easy, right? You just put 2 players on Son, 2 defenders for the counter.
Yeah, you did say this. You did say this.
It's not even on Son, bro. It's just put your best defender literally on Kane, bro. Because Son, at this moment in time, you don't even need to put a defender on him, bro. He's just out there.
Yeah, we didn't do
Son's
that.
just out here to cherry pick.
I don't like that you guys are grouping Conte and Mourinho together. Mourinho's a much better tactical mind.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, but don't disrespect Jose.
Peter, that's why I literally also just said, bro. Under Conte, the way we, even though the shit fall down to the shits at the end, when we were actually performing, the setup and the way we counter-attacked with a versatile team way much better than it is with Conte. In my opinion, it's a better team now.
I like watching Roma.
I'm not talking about more than people still. I know you've been talking about.
The thing with Conte, like Steve, I understand the comment, but like we have to understand, right? In Serie A, when Conte went back, Inter were the biggest spenders for the 2 years he was there. If Conte is at the top of the financial mountain, where he has much greater resources than pretty much everybody he's competing with, then yes, you'll probably see better football. There's a direct correlation between how much money he's able to spend to his counterparts and his success, right? Like we can say they dominated games and they won the Scudetto, but now that he's at Tottenham where they don't have the greatest resources, he's just going to resort back to type. That's what he knows. At least with Mourinho, we've seen him in one-off occasions. We've seen him succeed with multiple systems at multiple football clubs, funnily enough, outside of Tottenham, because no one can win. Fair enough. But like,
I argue even with you, under us.
We can't look at Jose at Roma last year. He used wingbacks. He used Conte's thing. And you can say, yeah, it was Conference League. He still went and won that shit.
Yeah. Mourinho's still a good enough operator to win. Like that's the because there's a difference.
He can win in multiple systems. Like at Chelsea, the second stint, it was strictly 4-2-3-1. You had Hazard off the left. You had Cesc either in the pivot or slightly ahead of the pivot, and we were cooking. Like there was variance there. Just with Conte, he has never succeeded outside of his stint with Siena in the late 2000s, early 2010, when he got them promoted, or was it Bari? One of those clubs, he played a 4-2-4 and got them promoted. Fair enough. Outside of that, at the top level, he's played this 3-4-3 template the entire time, for club and for country. There's no variance to it. I just think it's a great system when he has everything he needs. It's great when you have absolutely everything you need relative to what you're up against. But now, they're not the big boys on the block. They're not the bullies. They're not the rich kids. So now you have to get tactically like you have to be flexible. You need to be flexible. You have to be innovative. Like I don't think Graham Potter was necessarily ready for this job, but he's innovative. Thomas Frank, much smaller scale, very innovative manager. Ten Hag, I think he's kind of weird and bald and lacks personality, but he's innovative. You know, you can't say he's a rigid manager.
This was some harsh.
Leblanc did it.
I don't know if Ten Hag is a superhero or a supervillain. I think he's
definitely a supervillain, man. He prefers
he's a villain. He's a villain.
He wants to smile. I feel like he forces the non-smile.
Yeah, man. He's the evil Professor X, man. He's Professor X without the chair. Well, Gary,
he's Megamind, but all right, whatever. But there's innovative managers. Like, Klopp is rigid. Yes, Klopp is famously rigid, but like all the time that Klopp gets for being rigid and being too loyal, Conte doesn't get, but he's equally as rigid. But with Klopp, he succeeded with his template at multiple clubs on the European and domestic level, and he's also shown he can succeed when he's not just got deeper pockets than everybody. So I kind of will give him the benefit of the doubt with being loyal to his thing. He's shown he can overcome the odds there. Conte, any kind of adversity, any kind of serious obstacle, my boy's not winning. Like, what are we talking about?
He's out of here, bro. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm scared that we're gonna give him the control. I'll be real with you, bro. I don't, because I don't see the point. We're gonna get played. We literally refused to buy our starting left-sided centre back cemented because we didn't sign Bastoni, bro. When Bastoni didn't want to come to Tottenham because he wanted to. So we cannot sign signings because they don't want to come to Tottenham, which I get. But then you want to go and say, you know what, fuck it, just don't sign anybody then. What is this?
Yeah, no plan B is crazy.
Hey, Conte didn't want Giroud that tough. That was a Marina thing to try and facilitate a Batshuayi loan.
Ah, right. Okay.
And Giroud is probably our best striker signing of the last 5 years.
Hey man, but it's cool, man, bro. Because he won the league with Chelsea and Inter Milan. He won the league, man. After he got knocked out by the Champions League in the fourth.
The more removed I get from that league title, that bald midget he should be thanking his lucky stars.
Yeah.
He was here.
One thing I do want to say is
one game a week.
One thing I do want to say. That too else as well. But one thing I want to say is obviously players didn't perform well today. I find it funny. Because people were trying to say after the game, free Kane. Where the fuck was Kane today, though? He got pocketed by Rey Mysterio today, fam.
Well, we've been saying free Kane.
Hey. Put some respect. Put some respect on Martinez, man, because he's been delivering.
Jamie Carragher, where you at, you scouts? Where you at? Come outside.
Hold on.
Talk about his height now. Yeah. He's all quiet now. Every weekend they're doing a segment on Sky Sport about Martinez's height. Where's his height now?
Why you guys acting like I meant it as an offense?
No, you fam. No, you just got caught in the crosshairs, man, because Jamie got in it. That's all it was. Not you. It's more so me and Murtaza on that, because that's all even before he got here, all I was hearing about was Martinez's height. That's all I was hearing about. Like we was on Tinder or something like that. People mentioning this guy's height, and I stated it from the jump.
Man, he's good. He's still a midget.
I stated it from the jump. Martinez succeeding or not succeeding at Manchester United it's not on his height. Yeah, it's not on his height. But him being good enough or not was not going to be dependent on his height.
doing a great impression of him on stream right now.
But Floss, I just want to end it with quick. Obviously, as much as obviously I blame Conte, obviously players didn't turn up today in that.
Hello.
Sometimes what we sometimes as fans also don't do is just give the opposition team credit, because again, like if Fred and Bruno had that off day like they had against Newcastle, if the backline wasn't on it today, one of them wasn't on it, I think we could had us something in this game. So just have to give Man United also credit, which I don't see a lot of people giving from our perspective today.
It's too easy because it's too easy to not give us credit. But if we get cooked defensively, all you're hearing about is Martinez's height, whether he was at fault for the goals or not. You know what I'm saying? Even when we got beat by City, people was mentioning Martinez's height had nothing to do with what was going on.
Yeah, you guys are gonna get cooked.
Nothing to do. It had nothing to do with what was going on there. Like people mentioned Varane. Varane was on the pitch for 2 out of the 6 goals, but we moved.
This works the same as people being fascinated with 6'2" holding midfielders in stature who are big and quick and can tackle. People love a tall center back, a big functioning midfield player, and a big target man. Like there's this weird infatuation with like physical attributes that goes beyond rhyme or reason. Like people are really gonna sit there and say he's gonna get bullied by strikers in the Prem. Let's just go down the table at starting strikers outside of Darwin Núñez, Erling Haaland, and fucking Antonio or Scamac, right?
Tony.
And maybe Ivan Toney. Which teams have big bastards up top?
The only one I can think of you didn't mention is probably Mitrovic. That's it.
All right, so that's 5 out of 20.
Yes, 5 out of 20 years, 5 out of 19.
Hey, Ivan Toney's not that tall either.
But he's quite first.
I'm just saying, like that big, like target man frame. That's 10 weeks out of 38. So I don't know, like fucking 70% of the time he's gonna be fine. Maybe he gets dunked on 5 or 6 times a year.
Yeah, which I think would happen even if he was 6 foot.
Even if he was 6'5", like what are we doing here?
What we have Harry Maguire on our team. He got dunked on like every single minute. Like what are we doing here?
Like my point is similarly, like can we stop pretending teams need 6'2" holding midfield players?
No.
I'm one. You know what? But I think that's a preference thing because that's why when I seen Onana, I was like, "Yo, who's this guy?" You know what I'm saying? When we played Everton,
like he runs around, he tricks, he doesn't do shit. He doesn't do shit. He just a black people who could run in midfield and be combative and try to call it defensive solidity. He doesn't do shit. Watch him play. Like for example, Flawless, who would you rather have in your team, Onana or Caicedo from Brighton?
Caicedo, bro.
I've not seen enough of that about Caicedo. Yeah,
you need to watch
I've only seen one.
Caicedo's not 6'2", so the alcoholics don't like that.
Yeah, I hear you. With the Onana one, it's because Onana is easy to assess because that's the first time I've watched him is when United played Everton.
I was like, hair flops behind him, like that's it.
Yeah, and he has dreads, bro.
Let's be real. Shave his head. He's dark skinned Fabian Delph. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, and his name is Onana, bro. Like, if he had a name like Rice, wouldn't be as noticeable.
But like, my point is like our preferences bleed into what we actually like kind of perceive as quality.
True.
Like you don't need a big bastard striker. You don't need a 6'3" defensive midfield player. You don't need a 6'5" towering center back. Like Tyrone Mings is ass, and he's 6'5". He's ass cheeks. Those mistakes on Sunday, I haven't streamed since then. I watched the game. I woke up and watched the game. My only thought was, thank God Tyrone Mings was playing because I'm not sure we would have won if he wasn't playing. He's ass. So, like, oh, my God. But, like, he's 6'5", and he's big and bruising and shit. He kicked Zlatan in the face once. Like, we're going to pretend to think he's good. But, like, my point, like, you can be big as shit and still ass. You can be small and good. You're either good or you're bad.
Yeah, it's not a preference. Yeah, go on.
Look at Van Dijk this season. He's a tall motherfucker, isn't he? But look at him, he's been pushed around this season.
People have complained about him not being combative enough. Before we continue, we got just under 60 of you that locked in. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you do that. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Hit the notification bell. Sarcasm City TV. Big up Steve for the super chat. Don't forget the link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well, people. Do you guys like Eddie Howe? Yeah, Eddie Howe's doing a good job. I'll give him his props.
But look at that Gabriel for Arsenal. He's a big unit, isn't he? He's shit.
He's shit.
He's
the Brazilian Eric Bailly, man.
Yeah,
I had an Arsenal.
Hey, we're gonna respect Eric Bailly, man.
I had an Arsenal.
He's a Brazilian.
Bailly doesn't give away like pens and all that stuff like that, man.
I'm talking about that bozo gene. Yeah, I'm
sorry to be that. My biggest problem.
Bozo gene. This is what I'm talking about. He's just really dark skinned. Like Eric Bailly and Rudiger are in the same boat. You think they do crazy shit, but they get away with it all the time. Gabriel gets cut out once a week. Gabriel gets like people like, for example, right? Diego Costa, believe it or not, never got a Premier League red card. But first word you use, never got a red card in the Prem. Should have got like 16, but he never got one. So people call it rash, but if it's measured and if you get away with it, is it really rash if it's deliberate?
No, this is clever. You know what you're doing.
The rash is substituted for cunning and calculated and like smart, you know, like stuff like that. If you look a different way, you know what I mean? So like
Ramos,
can we call that, like for me, if I'm going to use the phrase bozo gene, you have to be dropping moments that are consistently costing your team. Like Gabriel is a bozo. Tyron Mings is a bozo. Eric Bailly's just black. Like,
so yes, I mean he's right.
I've said the same thing about Bailly. My biggest issue with Bailly was his availability. When he played, he was fine.
Yeah, his fitness, bro. Yeah, that's true.
He gets himself hurt every 2 seconds. Also a problem, but like
he got injured again for Marseille like a couple of days ago as well. So it's like, and I watched him for Marseille a couple of times this season because I'm a man of football, but. The guy's not a player.
No, of course not.
This is one thing I've been saying. Like that's what I don't like when these stinky Arsenal fans trying to compare the Gabriel youth with my centre backs, Romero, bro. Because I don't see the bozo gene with Romero. Because my issue is like the funny thing is that people say he's a bozo because he does these tackles. Surprisingly, he never got a red card this year. He was only suspended once for getting more than 5 yellows or getting 5 yellows. Because he knows what he's doing. He's clever about it. And then Arsenal fans will tell me back 3 tucks. But he's been clever about it. So he can't use
you're center back. Jez, when Gabriel came to this league 2 seasons ago, 10 games in, they were saying he's top 5 center backs better than Thiago Silva.
Bro,
right. Let me VO anyway. We need to get to the super chat. Big up to you though, Prime. Steve says you guys like Eddie Howe. Yeah, like I was saying, man.
I'm taking this from manager now.
Doing a good job. You know what I'm saying props to him. I'm very interested to see how Newcastle do for the rest of the season. It's looking like they're the favorites to be the best of the rest, like outside the top 6 and finish 7th. So I would say they are doing the business. They're playing good football.
I want to see Eddie Howe in a European competition.
That'd be interesting. Go on, Seth.
I want to see what happened. I want to see what their transfer strategy over the next 2 years is, who they buy, the type of player, and whether he can handle these type of players as well, and the step up in competition. I want to see how they react if they finish, say, 6 or 7 2 years in a row and get bounced out of the Europa League before the group, like in the group stage.
Is Eddie Howe the guy, or is he the guy before the guy?
I think he's the guy.
I have a sneaky suspicion, like
he's the guy before.
I have a bad feeling they're going to kind of do what Wolves did, where they finished in the Europa League places twice and got unhappy with Nuno and tried to pivot and ultimately suffered for it. Funnily enough, like the grass isn't always greener. It's very hard to break into that top 6 consecutively. Look at all the great work West Ham have done the last 2.5 years. Now they're in like 15th. You know, it's very hard to maintain those levels. You know, I think Eddie Howe is a good coach. And ultimately, if he's not the one to take Newcastle to the summit, that doesn't mean I think he's a shit coach all of a sudden. You can have good coaches for certain things, but I like the way he plays football. Yeah. I think it's a credit to him that even last season, he had a bunch of players brought in short term, and he instantly got better results. Yes, they spent their way out of trouble, but they did finish something like 11th, 12th, and they were in like 20th with 1 win out of 17. And you're defensively solid now.
Fix up prime.
And he signed Botman. You guys signed Matt Target, who was Villa's backup left back at that point, and signed Trippier. And signed the relegated goalkeeper Nick Pope. Like, again, like, you have to give him credit where credit is due.
The issue they've got though is Newcastle's a hard sell for a player at the moment. It has to be heavily financially incentivized, which they're not going to do, because he's come up today like responding to Klopp yesterday about how that we don't do that here. We pay, we have a structure, we do this and that. If you want to go forward, you either have to be very patient, and it's going to take a number of years, or if the club owners are not that patient, they have to speed that up by financially doping the wages and everything like that, which is fine. But I want to see what he does with that. I don't know whether he can handle a megastar, a superstar, because I've never seen it happen. So don't anyone come and we can definitely do it. You have no idea. Neither do I. Don't know yet. I want to see it.
No evidence.
I want to see it happen. That's what I want to see. If they finish sixth when they go into Europe, how does he handle that? How do they go? Who do they buy next? To the next step, stuff like that.
But I think,
Steve, who says before you go, just says hard sell. How we get Isaac, Botman, and Bruno G. Yeah, but we're talking. You know what we're talking about when we say hard sell? We're talking the top quality players, like in terms of names.
No one was after.
I want to see somebody linked to Manchester City and Newcastle United and go to Newcastle United. Yeah, that's kind of like what I'm talking about. Like,
are you in the conversation for Kylian Mbappe? That's what we're talking about.
Off the top of my head, right? Off the top of my head, like City are probably going to need another center midfielder next year. Like, I want to see Newcastle linked with Enzo Fernandez when City are also linked with Enzo Fernandez and get him. I want to see something like that.
Well, the way they're in right now, like they shouldn't be.
No, we're not talking. No. Again, we're not talking about now. We're talking about future. We're not talking about now. We're saying, is Eddie Howe the guy to be that? No, we're talking about, is Eddie Howe the guy to manage those type of players? Because Newcastle's plan is to break into the top 6, top 4, and then win the Premier League and Champions League.
Yeah, but again, that's what I mean. That might take like 8 years.
Yeah,
in terms of winning.
But that's what I'm saying. It's a future thing.
That's what we're saying.
Yeah, but that's going to take. I know, but that's going to take time.
But that's why it comes to the point where we are saying that Eddie Howe is the guy before the guy. But we can even say the next guy after Eddie Howe could be also the same thing as Eddie Howe, but he's just better than him, and he can be.
We don't. Long story short, we don't know. Like, we have to see.
Yeah,
it's very tough. It's very tough to predict future behavior based off recent precedent. Like, Wolves hit a wall when most people didn't think they would. West Ham are now hitting that same wall. Leicester hit that wall a few years ago. And we all thought those teams were fairly well set up to push on. You know? Obviously, Newcastle has the resources behind them, and I believe Newcastle have better players than Wolves did when they were in 7th, and West Ham did even last year, or Leicester did. I think Newcastle had better players and have a route to continue to getting better players. Maybe it'll turn out differently. I just don't think how Newcastle does the next 2-3 years is a direct referendum on Eddie Howe's ability ultimately to manage, because a lot of this isn't going to be within his control. If they don't get the right players, it doesn't matter. You're going to be stuck at that 7th, 8th place range. It doesn't matter. And that's not saying Howe is a shit coach. That's not what I'm saying. It's very hard to break into that and to stay there.
These players, let me do this. Isaac, we're going to say no one was in for him. No one was in for him. You had a free pass at that. He was built up a year ago, but no one went for him. Okay, Isaac, no one went for. Botman, no.
Only AC Milan wanted him.
Hang on. I don't remember any English club linked to him. It was only you and AC Milan, and you gave him more wages. Bruno Guimaraes is the one that stupid people at every big club missed out on. Stupid people. He's the only one of their recent signings that I would go, that's a player that I want. you know what I mean? He's the only one. That let's be honest, man. Isak, no one. When he signed for Isak deal came out of nowhere. No one was linked to Isak.
First.
Steve, can I make up a transfer rumor?
That's not a bad thing, by the way.
I don't know if it has any legs in it. It probably doesn't.
Go on.
You guys sell St. Maximin and buy Danjuma. Do something like that. I'll really take it seriously. Okay, Newcastle are here. Danjuma is a property that any serious club in Europe should be looking at after the World Cup and in the summer.
I agree.
First.
I think Flores is right though, when he said it'd be more impressive if they pick off a player that's linked to Chelsea or Man City or Man United or Liverpool, who was everyone was thought he's definitely going to go there, and they come out of the blue and nick him.
Yeah, they need what City did, where you make that statement signing, kind of like when City got, for those that remember when City signed Robinho. That's a statement signing. I'm not saying Newcastle have to go out and get a big name, but I'm saying that lets you know where they're heading. Of course, it depends on, Surfer mentioned it, their transfer strategy. What is their approach? But a player like that elevates not only elevates your manager and elevates the whole squad, the whole city, and the entire fan base. This is why when we spoke about Kylian Mbappe, I was so adamant on it, because a player like that elevates your team. If it goes right, of course, just the excitement, just the sheer excitement of it. But never mind him actually playing.
They bought the Brighton director of football in. So that might tell you what their transfer. What their transfer policy is. It's not going to be 200 million, 250 million.
Marcel, why is selling St. Maximin and getting Danjuma ridiculous? St. Maximin can't stay fit. Why is that a ridiculous idea?
It's quite inconsistent as well.
Dude, you know what happened in the chat earlier, Peter, and in the watch along? Marcel was ridiculing us because we were screaming for a penalty. 5 minutes later, Liverpool got a penalty against us. This man then deleted his own statement in the chat and thought I didn't see it or something.
Yeah,
he doesn't know.
Just for reference, like, how often do you guys think St. Maximin plays?
Yeah, he does seem to be very injury prone. He does.
Like, you guys know how you have these problems with Martial, right?
Yeah, I'm fully aware.
Mm-hmm. St. Maximin is like a similar injury.
Trust me, don't remind me of him.
The problem with most people probably at this point are like, hey, United probably have to move on from Martial. It's not that you don't think he's good. I think St. Maximin's talented. But if I'm only getting 6 starts out of 12, then where are we going?
Yeah,
it's a mazel. And to Steve, we're closing out shortly, innit?
I'm sorry if I think Danjuma is a better option for Newcastle than ASM, but ASM can't stay fit, man.
You like bump up the likes.
Tell you, ask them.
Eddie says Rashford out here living a dream. He runs more. That's the difference between both the bums talking about Ronaldo. Again, that's why I wanted him to start. Like I say, and everyone who was on my case about this yesterday, surprisingly, is not here today. Not on the watch along or not here. Let Rashford had a stinker and Manchester United lose against Spurs today. Different conversation, innit? I'm here win, lose or draw. This is what I'm saying in that.
You know how much Potter is Potter at the moment is hoping you start Ronaldo on Saturday.
Absolutely. How much are you, Surfer, as a Chelsea fan, hoping we start Ronaldo? I'm saying, of course, if you, Prime, and Ahmed and Peter could pick our team, you better start in Ronaldo. Of course. I'm saying, wait, for me, I'm starting Havertz if I can pick your team. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting Havertz.
After what I saw today,
too far, man.
Oh, is that too far?
Ronaldo's getting his contract terminated. It's gonna be a mutual something. I don't think so. This can't go on.
I think January. They'll wait till January if they're gonna get rid of him.
I don't see this.
But then again, who comes?
Continue.
But this is the thing: who's coming in for him?
Here's the same thing.
At that point, it's not my problem. Just get his contract
terminated. His contract, which I guess you could do. Who's gonna take him?
This is what I'm trying to say. Nobody's going to take
It's getting to the point, right? It's getting to the point. Let's just say, hypothetically, Bowley is obsessed with Ronaldo. Do you really think Graham Potter is sitting there and says, hey, man, I want that in my team right now? What serious coach is looking at Ronaldo's conduct now and says, yep, we're that away from competing for something?
Eddie Howe.
I hear you, but bro, at that point, it's not our problem, so I don't really care.
Like, it is kind of your problem because
if you get a contract terminated,
saying sell him makes sense if you have someone to sell him to, but you don't.
I'm not saying sell him though. I'm saying a mutual contract termination.
Yeah, okay, that's a different situation. But are you going to do it? Are you
going to terminate his contract? Like,
and there's another thing as well that I don't think. The reason why I don't believe it is because even after today, like I didn't see United fans being angry at Ronaldo. Obviously, there been some, but
bro,
when he does, for me, it's like if he does that, bro, he's ruining his reputation.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, I know. He is definitely.
Hey, Steve, in the chat, Trossard's free this summer, so Newcastle, in theory, could get Danjuma and Trossard either side of East.
Trossard is a baller, man.
I would take Trossard at Chelsea tomorrow. People who look at that say, "Nah, he's not good enough for us." Shut up.
He's good, man. He's good.
Hey.
Trossard's the type of player that is a step in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Good player to have, like Premier League proof. 100%. Like I'm not even joking. Like
if you're not City or Liverpool, I don't think you can turn your nose up at the idea of Trossard in your squad.
100%. He's a good squad. See, because I've seen obviously dilution the fan base, like Arsenal say he's not good enough for Arsenal. Just look at your bench.
Yeah, you definitely like because I think people and we'll get to Lewis in a sec. Big up Lewis in the cut. People mistake it like when we talk about like how important squad players are. Squad players matter. Like I say this all the time. Like speaking about, I've said it about United for the longest. The reason why we have the issues is because we're a squad full of squad players. Now we've added in some first teamers. All of a sudden, the team looks better. And when when squad players are used as squad players, you see them less often. So you see their deficiencies. That's why Murtaza has not been going on about Alanga this season because we've barely seen him, which is right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it's supposed to be, Fred. You know what I'm saying? And that like we've not seen him too often. Supposed to. The reason why people criticize Rashford so much is because we see him too often. But he has to play because we don't have players in front of him. I'm saying Ronaldo's the same. As I've said, Ronaldo's best games this season is coming off the bench. He's actually been effective. But the problem is when he starts too many games and the list goes on and on and on. But yo, the 75 of you lot locked in, yo, hit that like button. Make sure you do so. Lewis, what you telling me, man? How you feeling? What's the game saying?
Fucking dead. just so shit.
Hey, look at Ahmed's face, bro. Chill out, bro. It's not that deep.
More analysis, like because you was there. Hold on.
Emotional intelligence. It's fine.
Lewis, you was there. Like, so what was it like there live? Like, what went wrong?
Man, you already know I'm about to fucking go with this about what went wrong.
Yo, why are you shouting at me, yo? Why are you shouting?
Flores, I don't like your tone, man. Let him be.
Man shouting at me.
That might be the mic settings, isn't it? I don't know. That game's made my fucking head hot.
All right, but why?
Let him cook, man.
The floor is yours, yo. Just don't shout at me again, please. Go on.
Yeah, we were just shit. Like no progressive play. Attackers were dead. Brogeroll allow. He's young. He's inexperienced. I'm gonna give him a year or so. I still see shades of the player he can be. Mount barely involved in the game. Havertz fucking useless. But the good thing is the fan base is finally starting to realize it. Better late than never. But we move.
Kai Bergkamp.
Saved by Kepa. Saved by Kepa again. And it just confirmed what I said in the last game. The Aston Villa game, we got lucky. Don't care how shit they played. We got lucky off defensive mistakes. Those are the only ways our goals came through. Same old bullshit. I understand Potter rotating. I don't really mind too much. Should have kept Havertz on for the full 90. Would have meant he definitely doesn't play against United. Pulisic should have started, though. Don't know why he didn't start. And he came on. He was one of our best players.
Hey, don't
say we had Havertz play on the left wing. He did it. He did the most he could to fucking cost us that game. We nearly lost because he was fucking dilly-dallying with the ball in our own box for no reason. And they went straight ahead and they nearly fucking scored in the second half. He's not even pressing anymore. Literally not even pressing. He's barely sticking a leg out. I don't... If he didn't do the bare minimum, now he's not even doing the only thing people praised him for, which was work rate.
It's pressing on my nerves at the moment.
Pressing on everyone's nerves. I saw the stats earlier. 24 big chances missed and 4 big chances created since he came to the Premier League. That's nearly 1 big chance a year.
Cho stats. It's Cho stats.
Wait, what?
He's worse than Cho. He's worse than Werner.
Wait,
I am legit at the point where he's worse than Timo Werner.
Run them numbers again. What was that? So since
4 big chances made in the league since he came to England. Jesus. 24 big chances missed.
Wow.
Hey,
I was told I had an agenda.
Lewis, I'm glad you finally see. I'm glad you finally see that. I've been saying this for over a year now.
What the fuck are you talking about? Like I ain't been saying this for the last fucking 6 days.
I'm just
finally seeing this now.
I'm talking about the Havertz Werner comparison. This was.
Yeah, he might actually be worse.
Ahmed, pull the jersey out. Pull the jersey out.
I've been saying and using the comparison that either Werner's not as bad as what you guys all think, or
hey, why is Ahmed's green screen Devin Booker? What's going on here?
Yeah, actually.
Cool. Oh, my bad. Probably from like another stream in it. My bad.
But you had to look
at this obsessed.
You're not slick.
Certain man's, got hurt by white boys.
If you want to be a smooth criminal, be smooth about it.
All right, calm, we'll be staying. But yo, so Lewis, so you said
that's crazy.
So Kai Havertz was poor. You were saying Mason Mount was poor. Pulisic was bright. Are you just looking at this like a blip? Because you lot have actually played well under Potter, got good results as well.
No, not really. Because the way I see this is our second game without Reece James, and nothing has been convincing since then at all.
I actually didn't die for this, man.
Hold that, Prime.
So now we've got Man United coming up next, and that genuinely could go either way.
That Prime, what did I do?
You always cuss Reece James for no reason.
Yeah, you call him that James
because it's funny and it triggers Chelsea fans. However, I have said we need a fullback.
What?
That's literally a Chelsea fan.
I said this before he got injured.
It's a bit weird, Prime.
We need a fullback in. He's going to be
moving like clinical Kai, bro.
Listen, let's not talk about Kai Havertz, man. Kai Havertz, yeah.
No.
That's your number 9.
No. I mean, don't think you're getting away with it just because you've been quiet and that. Your thoughts on the game, you prick. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Because you got so much to say. You always full of beans when Chelsea win and United drop points. So now it ain't no fun when the Rabbits.
I was actually quite relaxed today.
I'm saying, no, quiet in it.
Yeah,
go on,
relax.
Relax. Because you've been winning. Because you've been winning the last 2 weeks. That's why.
No, but I've even been talking about your team, to be honest.
Yeah, because we've been winning too. That's why.
No,
hold up, Mataza, red herring. Ahmed, over to you. Thoughts on the game today?
Listen,
Brentford, Chelsea.
It's a good have to move, and sometimes you just have those teams that you just can't beat, and that's the reality, isn't it?
All right, well, you got another one of them coming up on the weekend, or you don't have a.
Is that so? No, that's not happening. But
why is that not happening? You just said you have them teams you can't beat. You have another one of those teams coming up on the weekend. You struggle against.
But there's sometimes,
we beat Brentford last year.
We have to break them.
Yeah, you beat Brentford last year. What are you talking about?
You guys know to beat anybody, we have to score a goal, right?
We lost to them 4-1 as well.
Yeah, and as long as you don't take the fucking silky black hole out, we'll be fine.
This is the most obvious 0-0 I've ever seen, boys.
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's a good result for us.
Nah,
you guys are hustling back.
Abba Dagger, bruv. We'll take it.
Who Dagger?
Abba on goal. You mean? Interesting.
Listen, man, what is somebody head the ball
If we do lose to United, you might not see me here for a while. I'm just saying.
Why? It won't be that bad. You know what I'm saying?
I won't be here. I'm going to.
I'll be at work either way. If we lose, I'm crashing on my own team. If you lose, I'm crashing on you guys. I'll crash on something. You guys know I named my fantasy team Kai Havertz Stinks, right? That was my one name selection for the season. Kai Havertz Stinks is my FPL name.
But if Bayern come in,
all you guys that are mad now, I've been here. I've been here for over a year. Welcome, get comfy. He sucks. Let it go.
Bro, don't worry, man. I've been there with you, bro. Straight after every game, 2K22, falls count anywhere. Iron Man match.
I can't forget.
Got the character ready.
I can't forget.
Hey, like when we draw 0-0, and you guys have the ball for like 30% of the game, and you guys sit back.
Once like you guys,
don't get mad. Don't get mad.
You reckon we'll have 30% or you'll have 30%?
Yes, you're gonna have 30%.
Oh yeah, cool. I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? We better without the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we will possession based.
Also, watch what Brentford did. They just kind of let us have the ball in the middle.
I only watched the first one.
That's kind of what happened.
How was Sterling? I heard he was ass. Like everyone's been cussing him.
Sterling was fine when he came on. People are waffling.
Sterling played back off the left for 30 minutes when he came on the pitch. If you want to say he was ass, cool.
No, I didn't watch it. I was just reading.
Nah, he literally came on.
Sterling was fine.
61 minutes.
All the subs were fine.
Yeah.
It's just
the problem is the attackers and the midfielders.
If you guys wanna cook Sterling for the 30-minute cameo, cool.
People
I guess.
just want to get onto him as the NBA. When's that tip off? Do you not know? Against Pelicans.
It's half 12, but
7 minutes.
All right, cool. Yo, Surfer, send me your deets again. For the NBA League Pass, they didn't work.
Okay.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. I'm gonna try signing. Yo, you lot again, man. Bump up the likes. Continue to get your questions in as well, because I see
you guys drew on Sunday. I completely forgot.
Who?
You guys drew on Sunday. I forgot.
Oh yeah, against Newcastle. Yeah. We drew against Newcastle. That's why it was important that we bounced back. And like I had to tell, like I was stating on the shows that was on live streams, like the sky is not falling.
We play Saturday, right?
Yeah, half 5.
Oh, I will be at work, brothers. I ain't watching a second of that.
UK time, innit? Like I say, I'm confident of going to get a result. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't even care.
Yeah, I know you don't. I know you don't care.
We gotta get the 3 points. Yeah.
I'm just happy basketball is back. I don't need to watch the shit team no more.
You said that today about the Brentford game. How did that go, Ahmed?
That's what I keep telling you. Wait till our game finishes and then go and cook these.
Actually, no, not even that. Ahmed, respectfully, stop speaking on Chelsea and Man United, please.
I don't know what it is about Man United, man.
I don't understand why you guys speak with chest when you realize we have to score goals to win games.
Yeah.
Look at the people that are up top for our football clubs. I don't know why you guys are getting upset about this.
Oh yeah, lads, start my Baines in the cut as well. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, stop, man. How are you feeling about Conte still, man?
Hey, I gotta say, my team won today. Southampton, we're out of the relegation zone. We back, baby. Let's go.
This guy flexing when he wins out.
Nice.
Hey, hold that.
Hey,
by the way, Dortmund won today.
Stevie Jobless, where are you?
At least something.
Stevie Jobless, where are you? Put your win against Bournemouth on the table. That's right.
Can I speak a bit on the Chelsea game? I was watching the second half, and I was focusing specifically on Ruben and Aspie on that right-hand side, and the amount of potential creative chances that these guys squandered because they would stop and play the ball back, or play the ball back inside instead of putting in a delivery was awful. And even when they did put in a delivery, the only guy in the box was Aubameyang. No one tried making a run in. And then Sterling got put out to left wing back when he's probably our own. Well, not probably. He is our only real goal threat or creative threat.
So who got put to left wing back before you say Prime? Who?
At least near the end of the game, it looked like
it was like Sterling. So all these people criticizing Sterling. I've noticed in not this game, there was a couple games previously he's also playing wing back where people getting on his case. But I'm seeing people in the chat trying to get on his case.
Yeah, it's weird. Sterling hasn't honestly. Sterling hasn't had a bad game for us. Even the games where he hasn't got a G or an A, he's still playing well. He's still creating. He's still trying. Whether he's playing wing back or he's playing false nine or whatever.
Bests.
His bad games.
If Havertz had fucking Sterling's AC Milan home game performance, it would be his best performance of the season.
Wow.
And that was his worst.
Well, I don't know.
That's why I don't get the
Sterling
slander
it's
from a lot
annoying
of
the fact of we rotated a lot and we couldn't beat or break down Brentford. But I don't know. If we play a strong team against United and
I'm not surprised. We had Havertz and Brozier up top.
Okay. If we play a strong team against United and beat them, then maybe this result doesn't matter as much. Because right now, I'm not angry or worried or anything. But if we play Man United full strength,
who does my team have this weekend?
And if we play Man United full strength and then we lose as well,
then this result am I going to be jumped on?
Arsenal at home. Let's go. Hey, look, when we take down the league leaders, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear any prop. I'm on the island.
You're getting absolutely destroyed this weekend.
Hey, look, when we're up 2-0, I'm going to bet you specifically, Stefan.
2-0? You barely beat Bournemouth. What do you mean 2-0 up against Arsenal?
Hey, we're not about to disrespect Bournemouth, all right?
I am.
I'm not going to do this. The North are minus a million goal difference. They're in 11th place, all right?
Good for them.
Hey, against Bournemouth, it takes the talent to beat Bournemouth. Come on.
11th place height.
Are you still doing the Southampton thing, Peter?
I don't know why you think I would be done with this. I don't think you understand.
What about the Jaguars? Are you still going on or here?
Hey, we're still winning the division too. Jaguar, we coming back. All the other teams that division are ass. Have no fear. Fuck you.
Yeah.
How dare you?
I just wanted to make sure.
Hey, look, we got Arsenal at home. Who do we play after that? Let me look.
Yeah, this guy is such a.
My two squads.
What's the issue, man?
Oh, and then we played this Newcastle super team, and then we got him.
Yeah, of course you would say that, Jazz.
I can't wait till Southampton get
my team won today though, like 2-0.
Yeah, my team exactly. My point.
Yes, I'm telling you, just support Southampton. It's fun.
Don't do it. It's not fun.
No, I mean Dortmund, bro. We won 2-0 in the Pokemon Pokal.
Isn't Southampton like a relegation battle right now, or no?
Hey, watch them out. Watch them out. We'll snuff you too.
No,
4-11.
We here for the trauma.
We're 14th, but we'll snuff you. It don't matter.
No, you have 11 points.
I said we, you know.
You're 2 points off relegation.
That's the crazy.
2 points off relegation. God damn.
This guy in the chat talking about Hassan who will hive. All right, you lot get the questions in, man. This is crazy.
Is the guy though.
This is crazy.
I'm taking him as manager right now.
Hey, Surfer, what happened when Southampton met Chelsea? What happened?
Well, they won.
Hold that. That's right.
Hey, what happened when you met Frank Lampard?
Hey, that doesn't count. It didn't happen.
Oh no, I think it does.
Doesn't count.
I'll tell you why it
doesn't count. It doesn't count.
Wait, let's say for go. Let's say for go. Go on.
All that week, the build-up was, I can't wait for Palace to dunk on Potter, because then I could come on. I can come on the stream and do all this. What happened for? And then it was. I need a Giroud dagger in a San Siro. And who goes? What happened then, fool? Yes, it happened again.
Oh, Jesus.
Hey, look at this guy.
Jesus hurt.
Look at this guy. Hey, those random guys from Salzburg. They got something.
He's just hurt. Tuchel got hit in a pack, man. It is what it is. He's still butthurt off that.
I don't think you guys understand. I legit don't like half these players. That's not my thing.
I think we get.
I can't.
The game's about to start.
I can't
Cool. We're gonna close out this live stream. People, get over to the Twitch though. We are gonna start up on the Twitch. Actually, let me.
Hey, we're slandering the fuck out of the Lakers because I wasn't there yesterday.
There we go. That's exactly what
Hey, let's go.
Let Peter go. Let Peter go. Go on, Peter.
Whoever said that bullshit about the Lakers winning more games than the Suns, reveal yourself. I understand that was on a different platform. I was walking.
It was me.
It was Eddie.
I know you guys. Eddie.
Nah, reveal yourself. We need to have a real conversation. We need to have a real conversation.
I always violate you about Luka Doncic, but you know.
That's look at you showing ankles to the white man. Look at you.
Listen, bro. Listen, the format would beat you. The format was going to beat me. I like this guy beat me. You know what I mean? I like this guy, but been afraid he beat me, bro. You know what I mean? I can hold that.
End the stream.
I don't know if it was Eddie, but if we are going to get him in trouble, I will say it was Eddie. That's all.
I think it was Eddie.
It was
Eddie. I think it was. But that being said, we're gonna close out this live stream. People, large up to everyone that's locked in. Obviously, with these Q&As, you'll normally get them at midnight, Wednesdays and Sundays. But when there's an NBA game at 12:30, I will push it forward. But yeah, love to everyone that's locked in. I've started the live stream already on the Twitch. So get over to the Twitch, download the app, free sign up, and the same way you watch and comment on YouTube is the exact same on Twitch, people. Sarcasm City TV, and we'll still take your questions as well. But obviously, we'll be talking more so NBA because we are doing the Brooklyn Nets versus the New Orleans Pelicans. Love to everyone that's locked in, and this has been the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up.